Hello all, welcome on into your tarot spread for the week ahead. This is for Monday, April 6th, 2026. I hope everybody had an amazing start to their April this past week. This week I am using the Pulp Tarot by Todd Elcott. And I love it. It's the artwork on the cards is based on sort of like pulp fiction novels of the 40s, 50s, maybe 60s. It's a fun deck. It's a fun deck to return to, and I thought it kind of segued nicely with the vintage James Bond deck we used last week. And today I was out and about walking around, and I was in a bookstore, and I bought a book called 1001 Tarot Spreads for every occasion. And when they say every occasion, they do mean every occasion. Which is a good way to say I love to do personal readings. So if you have a question, if you have an occasion, even if you think it's a rather obscure occasion, question, issue, conundrum, feel free to reach out. Chances are, if I can't come up with a spread, that book can, and I would be happy to interpret it for you. You can reach out via the link on my profile. It's number2studio.com. And away we go. We've already got our first card, our theme of the week card. And let's see what we get here. Just making sure I get that in alignment here with the camera. And I can't quite see my camera alignment, so I hope that all these cards are in frame. All right. So far, the color, the art on the cards is kind of dark, but that doesn't necessarily mean anything. I mean, the colors are dark, not that the artwork itself is dark. Oh, and then we have got some lessons coming up here at the end. And we need one more, and there we go. We've got it. All right. So our card, I'm just going to put this away here. Here we go. So our card of the week is Judgment. And again, judgment is being called to action. It's being called for you to rise and stand up. It's being called, it's you being called to a higher purpose, a higher service, a greater service to people. You might be called to start your soul's purpose. Maybe your soul's purpose is to create a work of art, to write a memoir, to start singing karaoke on Friday nights, and to be brave enough to do that, to feed your soul with creative expression. Maybe that's it. But judgment is really about leaning into that feeling of now is the time. Now is the time, especially if you've been in a period of feeling stagnant, stuck, that there isn't a lot of life left, so to speak, in your dream. Judgment is telling you to answer that call, to wake up, to stand up, and to move forward. And this is the week to do it. For Monday, which is today, I'm not always really on time with these things. But Monday, which is today, we have Two of Pentacles. And Two of Pentacles is about seeking balance. It's about feeling like maybe you've got a lot going on. Maybe you've got a lot of balls in the air, so to speak. This card is normally shown or traditionally shown as being a juggler. So quite literally balls in the air. But you're making it work. You're finding that synchronicity, that synergism. And you are making it work. So it might feel like there's a lot going on, but whatever is going on right now, you are handling it admirably. You're handling it as well as you can. And it might feel like you have no control over this, but you actually are the person in control. And you're doing your best, and it might feel like a lot, but you're going to make it through. For Tuesday, we have Four of Cups. Four of Cups can be It can be a card of apathy, of boredom, of focusing so much on how you feel stuck and how much you don't have that you don't pay attention to what you do. It's about not looking around. It's about maybe keeping yourself closed off or your eyes closed to possibilities. And so Tuesday invites you to open your eyes, much like Judgment invites you to stand up, rise up, and go after that soul's purpose, that soul's calling. Four of Cups invites you to open your eyes and see what's being offered to you. See what's there. See what's there that can help you break through this feeling of stagnation, this feeling of being stuck. And to go for it. Say yes to this. On Wednesday, we've got our good friend, the Tower. And I say that with a slight bit of sarcasm, maybe. But the Tower is that card of chaos. It's that card of change, whether we like it or not. It's that card of... it's that card of anything can happen. And maybe not necessarily in a good way. This is often change that benefits us, even if we don't see it at the time, even if it feels devastating, truly upsetting, which it can. Tower energy can be. It would be an example of, I don't wish this on anyone, but it would be an example of like losing a job out of the blue, or a relationship that ends out of the blue and you really don't see it coming. That's very much Tower energy. And to be fair, it can be something small. My mom said that last time I pulled the Tower, she ended up losing her car keys in her driveway for a bit. So perhaps Tower energy is not always big stuff. It could be little stuff that affects our lives in chaotic ways. And if it doesn't feel like that's you, the Tower can also mean that maybe you need to shake things up. And maybe that's our energy here with Judgment, is that maybe you need to shake things up. Maybe you need to be the person who shakes things up and causes the change. So just things to think about for Wednesday. For Thursday, we have Six of Pentacles, and this invites us to look at our relationship with giving and receiving. Are we, how much are we giving? How much are we receiving? Do we need to give more? Are we giving too much? Do we need to, are we so closed off that we're not receiving the goodness here? And these are all things to think about with this card for Thursday. How can we receive our calling if we're not awake to it? How can we give our full gifts if we're not accepting opportunities? And how can we give or receive if we're not willing to let go, if we're not willing to ride through the ending of this and release it? And so those are all good things to think about for Thursday. For Friday, we have the Star, which is a lovely card. The Star really is about hope and healing and the light at the end of the tunnel. And to be fair, after our Tower moment here, we probably need a light at the end of the tunnel. We probably need some hope and healing. And it's also okay just to sit in that moment of peace that the Star brings us on Friday. It's okay to sit in that and to enjoy the peace that we're experiencing for a moment. So the Star, sit still, breathe. The light at the end of the tunnel is coming for you. And it's not a train. For Saturday, we have Seven of Wands. And Seven of Wands says we might have to stand our ground. We might have to defend our position. We might be the only person in the room that feels a certain way, and that doesn't make us wrong. And if it's true for us, we're invited to stand in that truth no matter what. We don't have to be angry in our defense. We don't have to be antagonistic or attacking in our defense. But if this is our truth, it's worth it to stand up and defend it. It's worth it to take a stand. And that's our Seven of Wands for Saturday. For Sunday, we have Two of Wands, which I think is a lovely sort of bookend to Judgment. We're being called to our soul's purpose. And in the aftermath of the Tower, however that manifests for us, Two of Wands tells us it's time to start planning that future. We hold the whole world in our hands. My mom will get a kick out of that. But we have the whole world in our hands, and it is time to plan our future. It's time to ask for what you want. It's time to take steps to get there. And, once we've got some clarity on what our next steps are, what we're being called to do, and we know the opportunities ahead of us, how are we going to build all of this back? How are we going to build all of this up? And that's really the energy of our Two of Wands on Sunday. So thank you all, as always, for being here with me for these readings. I really enjoy doing them for you all. I hope you all enjoy watching them. And again, if you would like a private reading, personal reading, please feel free to reach out. I also appreciate, when you like, subscribe, share the video with people you think it might resonate with. I appreciate that. And I will see you all next week.